Hello everyone. Cloud deployments are sometimes challenging. If you don't have the core expertise to go and select one cloud provider, configure so many multitude of different options, you might have found yourself to be a little troubled. Whether you select AWS, Azure, Google Cloud, DigitalOcean, or maybe a couple of other options that are out in the market, if you just have a small project that you're trying to deploy or test or build, or if you have an open source project that you just want to quickly get started around, using the traditional cloud options can be a little daunting. So in this video, what I'm going to do is talk about four alternate deployment options. And these are not really cloud providers. Some of them have their infrastructure, some of them offer the containerized deployment option, and they all come with varying degree of complexities. So what I'm going to do is walk you through all the different tools that I have cataloged and give you a glimpse into each of those features so that you can get started. The last one on the list, which is RepoCloud, is really a little unique in my experiences. So stay tuned till the very end. Let's get started. Quick check, if you have not subscribed to my videos, I talk a lot about software, cloud, machine learning, building systems, and all of that. I know that's quite a lot of things, but yeah, basically trying to share my experiences in the industry. So please subscribe, share, and comment, like if you have liked my content. Let's get started. So the first one on the list is Elastio. And this really is offering itself as a fully managed DevOps platform where you can deploy your code and open source software, kind of what I started talking about. The way it's unique is it integrates with different platforms where you could host your artifact like containers or your code, be it Git or GitLab. Fundamentally, you can also connect it to different cloud providers like DigitalOcean, AWS, Vultr, Linode, and it has some options. So it's fairly customizable and elaborate in that sense, and you should be able to leverage it. It's quite heavily used. It has 275 supported software. So think of it as a marketplace and ready to deployment option to tons of different players in the market. Usual ones like Negios, Prometheus, SFTP clients to some niche ones like note making apps, trading apps like MetaTrader, Bitcoin, Ubuntu, and all of that. So this really is a one-stop shop for this. And you can enable CI/CD, obviously automated, a lot of nifty features around it, extensive tooling. You also have an option to use infrastructure as a code, and the pricing is really, really decent here. It has really cloud provider specific pricing. So if you go and select DigitalOcean, it will basically show you DigitalOcean pricing, and some of it is high and low and depending on the tooling. This to me is suited for anyone who wants balance between customization but does not want to go all the way towards getting a full-fledged cloud. I'll give a quick glimpse into it. So this is how the website starts, and you have definitely a lot of options. You can configure load balancers, domain, add members, control billing, and all of that. But it has three stages. You select the service, you select the provider, and then you select support and advanced settings. And if I go and select all, you will see tons of different options. You could do standard stacks like Python plus Postgres. You could do deploy, GitLab. You could do a Ghost, which is a blogging platform. And then you select which cloud provider you want. Let's say I love DigitalOcean, so I'm just going to select that. Probably a small one should be good. And then move on to the next one. This is going to cost me $27. It's giving me all of the options that typically comes around. You can also do, by the way, this something very similar with GitHub from deployed from their marketplace, but this kind of takes it a little edge further. And then you can add support if you want some sort of a backup, retention, response times, SLAs, and all of that. And I think that's their core USP, which is offering a managed platform without the hassles of a traditional cloud provider, all the cost that comes associated with the support. So that's Elastio for you. The second one is kind of cute. I really like this. This is called Pikapods, and it's really cheap. If you start with it, you have a lot of customizable options. I'll quickly go to pricing. Yeah, so you can essentially get 0.25 CPU cores, which is crazy. I have never seen anything this low. So you can have a hosting as low as $1 a month. So if I just want, let's say, a GB and maybe 10 GB of storage, or what's the default? I don't know how much default it gets. Let's stick to 10 GB of storage, and let's stick to one CPU. It's gonna cost me $2-3. So $2.5, which is somewhere around 175-200 rupees. You can host your own tools. So if you're looking for apps like note making apps, productivity apps, it has tons of it, and you can just quickly go and deploy. I'll show you. It's really, really easy. All right, and they give you $5, which is great when you start. So you go to available apps, and they have tons of options. Like, you select productivity, and you'll get a household management solution, personal CRM, Rally, Mealy, tons of different apps, documentation, email apps. Listmonk is a great app for managing some sort of a newsletters and stuff. Analytics, blogs, for example, Ghost is like $2 a month, and you can obviously bump them up a bit if you want better specs, if you have large number of users base. But really, this is super quick. If you go here, you add a pod, you just select, let's say, Ghost, you give it a name, select the region, and you cannot change the name region later. Set some environment variables, which are mailing and admin options. Set the resources. This is going to cost you 1.5 because Ghost minimum needs this much. If you pump it up to maybe 1 and 1, which is a very good for a blog, $2.65, $3, you're getting a blog deployed. And I think there's a couple of free options out there, but this really is amazing if you want to get the control. All right, so that's Pikapods for you. I'm actually kind of excited to be using this. I'll be maybe using some tools, and I'll talk about it in the future. The third app on the list is, all right, I agree with all of, I will not deploy any of that. All right, so this is called Railway App, and they are kind of similar, but what they are trying to do is they want to get the platform engineer conversation out and do everything using automation. So basically, they are some sort of a workflow automation tool, kind of a DevOps, I would say. And you basically, get into connecting your Git, selecting your environment, similar stuff, and going forward. It has all sorts of out of the box support, multiple languages, multiple infrastructure choices, users based pricing, secrets management, and all that. And it's really popular in certain circles that I have looked at, and so you can give it a try. So it has these options, like you can deploy from GitHub repo, you can deploy a template, you can provision databases, Redis, and this is slightly above Picapods, I'll say, because it gives you a little more options out of the box. So yeah, I'll just maybe select a deploy a template, let's say Django, and once you do, it'll give you options to configure. Yeah, it basically is just, sorry about all the security around. And now, yeah, it will need some sort of a app where Django is there. Unfortunately, I don't have anything, but you have some pre-configured environment variables here. You can just deploy and it will be good. It's really nice and neat. Kind of love the minimalistic theme and the awesome color scheme out there. All right, moving forward to the last one, which I said was the favorite of the box, RepoCloud. I like it because, let me first go to the features that it talks about, and then I'll get into the login part of it. Sorry, RepoCloud, my bad. Yeah, where are the features? I think I selected this somewhere. Never mind. So basically what it offers on top of some of the other ones are that it's really much more customizable and offers a larger number of out of the box services. For example, I selected something called as an outline, which is more of a knowledge management system. So let's just select outline, search, and you can do logsec and all that. So I'll select this, I'll do deploy now. All right, do a sign up. Never mind that. I think I did sign up for it, but not sure why it's not showing my account, but we will get this out quickly. All right. Yes, it went into junk. And yep, I'm activated. Cool. I am activated. All right, so we'll go into outline, select, deploy now, login. Oh, this guy was really happy in the morning when I was testing it out, but it seems to be not. It has some balance. Again, going to outline the third time. I said you are the best, but not really working it out that way. Yes, and that's it. That's pretty much all I need to do. Typically give zero options of selection and you can just go ahead with it. The difference between this and Picapod is that you have a little more power from base. So Picapod is good for dev projects, but this starts at 1 GB and 1 vCPU, which I think is minimum. It gives you $3 first time, and it's super, super, super nice that way. Alrighty, let me, I think I saw the feature somewhere, but I am not able to get the feature list out of this. Never mind. So that's how this tool is working. Basically, you can select the standard stuff that you have with respect to the template that you want to deploy, the standard app that you want to deploy, which is the open source app, and then that's it. No frills attached, nothing. Very similar to Picapod, but the number of options are more. Seemed a little better in terms of experience and provider. All right, so those were the four good alternative cloud providers that you could give it a try out if you have personal projects. Also, a big shout out to Netlify, which a lot of us use. But these guys are a little not talked about, but they are really popular if you stumbled upon some smaller GitHub repos, which are tools that you can deploy and use them in your projects. All right. Thank you. If you liked the conversation, please do subscribe. Bye bye.